these lights in the corner, I've been looking at some of the other things we've done. They kind of make me feel like there's something on the, it's like a back button on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't turn it round.
You know?
I can't turn it. Hang on.
Can't turn it, Captain. Right, we'll get the messages up and we're going to discuss the master plan.
Take some time to make some sense.
Yeah, let's see who's on board. Then we'll take your questions in a momento. Right, here we are. We really should have them up in advance, right?
We probably should have, but we are unprofessional.
Susan, Jamie, Deb is on. Happy days.
Now, what have you got? Have you got a Facebook up?
I've got the passbook.
I need to get YouTube up then.
YouTube. Right, so the master plan, for those who enjoyed music through the 90s and noughties, you might have heard of the band Oasis.
Oasis, actually it was one of their B-sides. It's probably our favourite, or one of our favourite Oasis songs, is The Master Plan. The lyrics of The Master Plan will serve you pretty much any aspect of your life, but more so when it comes to weight loss, because that's what we're talking about right now.
So if you've never heard the song before, you can just go onto YouTube after the stream, type in Oasis, The Master Plan, and just really listen to the lyrics, especially the open. Well, in fact, all the lyrics are great, but the first couple of lines are absolutely fantastic.
I'm pretty sure we did a video on it. Take some time to make some sense of what you want to say, and then cast your words away upon the waves. Now, to me, that screams volumes, especially to us what we do online with our YouTube, with our presence online. We've taken a couple of decades to really hone in on the type of message that we want. Obviously, without the overall plan of trying to set up a YouTube channel, just through being in our nature, we spent a lot of time, and then we came together like there's a huge message here that we need to scream to the world about. Relax and enjoy your life a little bit more, and absolutely health fitness is important.
Just to slow things down, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slow things down and think about what it is you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, why it's important to you. Take some time. It's as simple as that. Listen to it. Oh, there we are. At least it's a lot quicker to get this volume off on these new mics, isn't it?
So yeah, but then cast your words away upon the way. So basically, once you've got that, like who you are as a person, okay, so talk about our story, you know, about going online, doing our social media stuff, making lots of videos. But for you as an individual, you really take some time to understand who you are as a person. What do you value in life? What are your virtues? And what type of person do you want to be portraying to the rest of the world? Who really are you? And then cast your words away upon the waves. And it's just really, now just be that. Be absolutely authentic. Be passionate about being yourself.
There's a lot to be said for what you put out into the world will then come back to you. Steve and I are big believers in this. We do vision boards, we brainstorm, and we truly believe in the process that we are currently working through. And the same can apply to you. If you truly believe you want to be healthier or fitter, then you've got to visualize yourself cast out upon the waves. And of course, what goes out to the waves eventually comes in with the tide, and then you will be living that life. But it's very important to have a clear and concise vision of what you want for your life.
Yeah. There's a wee line just when you're saying like just when you're what you put comes back, and the line I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it's like on a ship of hope today, and basically what it's saying is if you're going to put your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, your thoughts, you put your words onto a ship, make sure it's got a fucking good sail, make sure it's got a good crew, and it's a ship of hope. You know it's going to get there. Like, no, I feel good about that. You never put on a ship of despair. You never put on a ship of misery.
Well, what's the line? I think the line is sail it off in acquiesce, a ship of hope today.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. So, set your intentions for your life. Now, when it comes to that, how does this apply to weight loss and for fitness? Well, a lot of the time, if you're watching this right now, you might be thinking, could be doing with losing a few pounds, get in better shape. But at the same time, you might enjoy your wine. You might enjoy, you have a sweet tooth, and you might give in like, oh, I'm going to go for a coffee, but I'll get a bit of cake as well. And I could make a nice healthy dinner, but actually I'm going to chuck a pizza in the oven and just have that because I'm too tired. And basically, you're not taking the time to really sit in with your intentions and taking a deep dive into where your motivation is. And when you take a deep dive into your motivation, understand what's important to you, suddenly that's you taking your time to make some sense of what you want to say. And then suddenly these other decisions become a little bit easier. So you're casting your word away upon the way by your actions, by taking the time and really delving into that and being the authentic you with passion and with conviction.
Get the passion in there. There's a lot of people out there that think they want something, but they can't truly deep down believe they can have it because for whatever reason they put barriers in the way. So they might say, oh, they might be, say, 4 stone overweight. And previous attempts, they've bought into programs, but they haven't invested themselves into that particular process. They didn't get results. They bought into another program, didn't invest themselves again, didn't get results. So then they get into this habit of buying things for a quick fix, but not fully getting themselves into the process to get the results they need. And then they get these habits formed in their head that I can't lose weight, and I've tried everything, nothing works for me, all this kind of narrative. And Steve and I make a point, is the common denominator in all those equations is you, the individual. You are the same person in each one of those programs. Now, I guarantee each one of those programs has hundreds of success stories, but it maybe didn't work for you. So it's very important that whatever you approach in life, that you invest yourself. And the only way you can invest yourself is by thinking clearly about what it is you want to achieve, why it's important to you, and then you cast it out. You've got to believe in the process, to believe that it's possible.
Now, when it comes to different excuses that you may be using as to why you can't lose weight, there might be certain things that are true. You might have a disability of some kind. You might have a bad back. You might have children that you're looking after and you just don't have the time and the energy to put into yourself. We get all that. Totally understand, but there's another line in the master plan that goes, you have to make the best of all the things that come your way. And ultimately what it's meaning is life happens, okay? We can control a certain aspect of it. We create a reality both individually but also collectively. But things happen, okay, that are out of your control. You might find yourself in a position that you just can't change. We get that. But making the most of everything that comes your way basically means, okay, well, here's where I am. I can't do anything about this, this, and this. However, I do control what time I go to my bed, what food I'm putting in my belly, how hydrated I am. Am I spending time to be mindful and potentially meditate? Am I exercising even for 5 minutes a day because that's the only time I've got? Am I putting these things into practice because I've got control over that? So making the most of the things that come your way.
Now, I'm going to make a statement here which can either come across as being a dick, but I don't mind because I'm a bit of a dick anyway, or it can be quite powerful. Now, as Steve was saying there, people can have excuses and you can also have reasons, right? Now, Steve said you might have kids that are very difficult for putting the time, etc. Now, if you want something bad enough, then your reasons effectively become excuses, okay? Because if you've ever wanted something so badly in your life, you make it happen. If you've ever seen that movie Pursuit of Happiness, which is actually apparently based on a true story with Will Smith, you know, that guy is sleeping in a subway station looking after his wee boy, and he made it happen because he wanted it so badly. Now that's an extreme case, but the point is that it comes down to there are reasons when what you think you want is not that desirable, that you just think, I would love to lose weight, but I don't have time because I'm looking after the kids. That sounds like a reason, perfectly acceptable. But if you want that weight loss so badly, it's affecting your soul, but you're like, oh, but I can't do it because I've got to look after kids. Like, that then becomes an excuse, because then you can find ways to do it if you want it bad enough. So it's about addressing what your goal is and just how badly you want it. If you don't want it that badly, then stop thinking about it, stop beating yourself up, because we have come across members or clients or potential clients that say they want to lose weight, but you know, they're eating takeaways, they want to keep their drinking up. Some of them still smoke 20 a day. They don't want to give up all these vices, but they also want to be fit and healthy. And eventually you get to the bare bones of it, like, well, I don't really, it's just that doctors make me feel like I should. And you're like, you obviously don't want it bad enough. So it's the reasons when your goal and desire isn't strong enough to turn them into excuses. So there are reasons, we completely get that, but typically we find that people that want it bad enough conquer those obstacles and they no longer become reasons or excuses over time.
When you've got any sort of reason stroke excuse at all, okay, so again, sorry, we're picking on females at the moment, but actually guys, so there might be some home husbands, I guess, but it's something that we come across quite a lot, is like, I've got the kids, I've got a job to go to, I just don't have the time for myself. Okay, that's a very, very common one. What we normally do is, okay, well, let's think about, are there other females out there who have got busy jobs and they've got maybe more kids than what you've got, but still able to look after themselves? Okay, and if you just say, no, it's impossible, there's no way, well, you're kidding yourself, because there are plenty of people out there with lots of kids, full-time job, and still prioritise their health and well-being because they know it gives them more energy for looking after the kids and having the job, okay? It's just that you, at the moment, if you think on any reasons, any excuse you've got right now, it's because that is part of your life, and you can't fix a problem from the same mindset that created it. So you have to remove yourself from your current mindset, your current life, and seeing things from another perspective, and that understanding that there are other people out there doing what you want to do.
Exactamundo.
You can have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both.
I love it. Was that in the cereal box this morning?
It was. Pretty sure I've seen that on a meme somewhere.
You get some really inspirational stuff, eh? You're like, yeah. The one I did for my Instagram today, I stole it from Rocky 1, and it say Apollo Creed's like, be a thinker, not a stinker.
Yeah,
I mean, what he's referring to is like, don't follow a career in boxing, you know, don't get
Yeah.
punched in the face for a living, you know, go and do your education and studies. But yeah, I used a different analogy. But you can take these quotes from movies and TV series, and you
definitely.
can twist it around and use it as you can. Right, we'll see who is on the messages.
Jay Clark is saying, love your site, enjoy your common sense views to health and fitness.
Hey.
Happy days.
Stuart Cameron saying, hi from Perth, Scotland.
Is that
Stuart, yeah, apparently. There we are.
Cool.
There we go.
Fuzzy Dan says, the best way to avoid sweets is to lay off the pot. Lol, I just hit all my pot and I never get my abs back. Good tip.
Jen Jensen Triple G says, join the clan today, come learn and lose weight with us. You said lose weight, but never mind.
Terry Watkins says, Rab, start eating Seven's butt.
Seven's butt. Stephen's butt. What the fuck?
He says Seven's butt.
But there's a lot of T's in there as well.
Melissa Saporito, how do I climb that wall to get over my excuses? By understanding that the excuses can be forgotten about without climbing anything.
Go into beast mode. Don't try and climb the wall. Smash it through it. Get yourself fired up and just say, right, this is no longer going to be an obstacle, but appreciating that that kind of success doesn't happen instantly. That's the, you know, a lot of people put pressure on themselves. We always promote progression over perfection. So set a plan out. And as long as you improve by 1 degree a day, whatever that is, doing something a little bit extra, even if it's your number of hours on your feet or whatever number of steps you do, or an extra crunch or a couple more press-ups, whatever it is you do, if you can constantly improve a little bit every single day, those barriers will be removed. They'll be smashed.
Yes. Something that we do periodically throughout the year is, and it's more difficult during these times, but we remove ourselves from the normal four walls. So that's what I call it, removing yourself from your normal environment. Okay, so if you you've got your home, you've maybe got an office or your workplace, you've maybe got a gym that you go to, maybe not at the moment, but you've got your normal places that you go to. You typically, I'm going to be here, or I'm going to be here, or I'm going to be here. And if you remove yourself from your normal environment, go somewhere, and you can do this in your hometown, although it's better if you go out of your hometown. Maybe at the moment stay within your hometown. Just go somewhere you've never been before and think about your life from an outside perspective, okay? You think about yourself, but think about another person who's got a different name to you, but got all the same characteristics and got all the same life shit going on, okay? And think, okay, well, that person's saying this, this, and this, and then suddenly you see it from another person's perspective and from an outsider's point of view, you can then make more sense of it and you can be your own coach. But you can't do it from your normal environment because your subconscious just takes over and you know that it's you. It is better if you can go to a different town. A couple of 100 miles away would be ideal.
Lois is saying, hi coaches, you've already so improved my life. So thankful for joining the clan.
Yes.
Karen saying, hi Lance, love seeing you on the telly. Well done. Thank you very much, Karen.
Dan Lynch says, hi guys, I need to stop eating junk food. Can you give me advice to stop?
Stop buying it for a start. Don't have it in the house, you're less likely to reach for it.
There's a thing of displace rather than replace. So if you're trying to give up anything, whether it be smoking, chocolate, junk food, whatever, if you just think, okay, how can I stop having junk? Then what your mind hears is junk food. You think of pizza, you think of takeaways, you think of chocolate and crisps, you think of whatever. Whereas there's a better mindset is to displace rather than replace. So the replacing mindset is, I'll take that out and I'm going to put this thing in place. I'm going to have healthy food. Rather than actually say, do you know what? Let's just focus on healthy food and allow the junk food to be there for the time being, okay? It's there anyway, so just allow it to be there, but just say, no, I want to focus on some healthy foods. Maybe one meal a day, I'm going to have super healthy, I'm going to prepare, because it's my breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then you can build it up to 2 meals a day. Then you can build it up to 3 meals a day, but still allowing junk at the weekends. And you can slowly but surely just focus in on what you do want to do rather than what you don't want to do.
Cheryl's on saying, hello coaches, with a big smiley face. Now that
Hi,
was
Cheryl.
actually 8 minutes ago, miles behind on the messages.
Okay. Well, I've caught up, so you crack on with the messages on Facebook.
Rab, where is the clacker bag tonight? It is...
Clacker bag?
The spawn.
The clacker bag?
It's lying around here somewhere. Do not panic, it is there.
Why'd you call it the clacker bag?
I didn't, she did.
Why is she calling it a clacker bag?
I think it clacks off your... I don't know.
Clacks off your clackers.
Funny, she said clacker bag and I knew exactly what she meant. Anthony saying, my mother saw you on the JoannaLumley.co. She said she wants me to work with you. I am in. If you're not already in, Anthony, which I seem to recognise the name, drop us a message if you haven't done so already.
Yep, the doors close in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that goes for everybody. If you are interested in working with us, we do 2 intakes per year. We're in one right now and the doors close in 2 days. In fact, a day and a half. The doors close in a day and a half. So if you want in, please message us on Facebook right now and either Rab or myself will pick that up, have a chat, and then we'll send you the details.
Kim Graneman is now Princess Kim. I would like kettlebells with heated handles. Little soft fluffy bits.
It's funny to say that because you're using kettlebells at the moment in your garage.
Well, it's when I used to rent, I know exactly what she means, because when I used to hire the hall, this hall had zero heating, and the kettlebells, even when the hall got warm, the kettlebells were still cold.
It's funny because I was doing some kettlebell stuff a couple of days ago, and I didn't really want to say anything, but man, it was cold. And then Sarah went, so my wife went in, and she came in, she's like, man, I feel like we need to have gloves for those kettlebells. It's like just picking up metal. It's like, whoa.
Andrea saying, hello gentlemen, I'm great at starting better habits, but I'm terrible at sustaining them. How do you suggest I manage those moments when I revert? Thanks for all you do, Andrea from Ohio. So Andrea, that's one of the benefits of our membership, is we do have support and accountability of the people around you within the group. If you're not part of any sort of group, it's very important to have the power of your peers. So if you are following a health plan, telling the people around you, whether it's in your home or your friends, that is what you're doing. Now, assuming they don't sabotage it, there are people that naturally sabotage, usually out of jealousy, but assuming they're very supportive of you, that can help hold you accountable. It might even suddenly be a look, not that you maybe be out for lunch, but if you were out for lunch, you're going to order something a bit shady, and you just see that look from one of your friends or family member, you're like, oh, right, that's a reminder, The other thing would be is about reminding yourself regularly of why your goal is important to you. Sometimes gratification lists are good as well. You can do them first thing in the morning. You get up and you remind yourself what you're grateful for, but you can also remind yourself of what you're working towards.
When I used to do PT, one of the tips that I would give to my clients, I'd actually give them a postcard. And of course there's a bit of sales and marketing there because I want to remind them of me every day as well. So it's like a Stephen Clark fitness postcard, and they'd be on the reverse. I got them to write in their handwriting, write down what the goal is, why it's important to them, and what they're willing to do to get there. I asked them to read it first thing in the morning and last thing at night. So it's first thing in the morning. The first thing you see when you wake up in the morning is boom, that's what I'm doing, this is why it's important, and this is what I'm willing to do to get there. And then just before bed, when you're about to go to sleep, read it again, because then the subconscious is then fully active when you're asleep, and it's the last thing you read, then it's going to start to sink in why these things are important to you.
Lee's saying, what do you suggest to do to keep oneself honest? It's easy to fall into excuses when there's no one to call you out on it. What are ways to recognise excuses? So Lee, it's about creating non-negotiables on the things that are important to you, whatever it is you're working towards. So let's just say it was you had to do some form of exercise every day, and that became a non-negotiable. So that, what it's like, you might plan to get done first thing in the morning, but maybe work or family gets in the way. So then it gets in the afternoon, you start to think, I'll do that when I get home. And then when you get home, you're like, I'll do it after dinner. And then after dinner, you're tired. Now, when you create as a non-negotiable, you might be tired. You think to yourself, now, if my family depended on it, would I get off my arse now and get my bit of exercise done? Yes, I would. But because you can, I use this term a lot, is that in society we're spoilt lazy. We don't have to really go out and fight beasts outside to get our food. You know, there is, the majority of people can rest and sleep under sheltered housing at night, warm, cosy in their beds with a fair abundance of food. The fact we even have refrigerators, you've got food on tap, kind of. Water on tap, certainly. But, so we're spoilt lazy in that aspect. And it's too easy to take it easy. So it's about creating a non-negotiable and just saying, no, I'm going to get it done, no matter what. Even if it's 10 o'clock at night, you've got no energy, just get it done, no matter what.
Non-negotiables.
Yeah. Ariane says, dive in and do it, it works.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Ariane.
We've got a wee one from Hanny, says, hey guys, glad to see you live. Was watching your video, Anxiety, the Kilted Coaches on the Couch, the other day. Such a great video. That was a wee while ago, that one. Glad you liked it though. Yeah. It was an important message.
Cheryl said, Rab, any tips for not letting Valentine's Day not to be a downfall? Holidays can be a challenge. It's about addressing... Valentine's Day is one of those interesting holidays. I engage with it because I've got girls. So my daughters, I want them to feel special, buy them a bit of flowers and give them a card. It's, when I say it's a made-up holiday, it's so that shops can sell cards and flowers, and they put a lot of pressure on couples to show their love on a specific day, when really you should show your love every single day. However, whether you have a special someone, if you want to do something special for them, great. If you don't have a special someone, then be good to yourself on that day. Why would you not love yourself? Even if that means writing a blooming card to yourself. If you're not with someone, make yourself your Valentine's, because you are awesome.
Happiness equals reality minus expectations. So I don't buy into the Valentine's Day stuff because I just don't. I just think it's commercialized. But if you're into it, then do what makes you happy. Have your own expectations of it and create, because we are the creators of our own reality. So create your own Valentine's Day. If it means something to you, if you want to have a special day, then have a special day. Like Rab said, you can buy yourself stuff. If you don't really buy into it, then just accept it. So the whole thing we're talking about earlier on about weight loss. Some people just don't want to lose weight, but they feel like they have to because the doctor says so, or because society says that they should look a certain way. Really dive deep and say, do I want to change my body? Do I want to change my health and fitness or not? And it's the same for Valentine's Day. Do you want to celebrate it? Do you want to have a good day or not? I personally don't. So I don't. And I don't put any pressure on myself. And my wife just has to suck it up.
Oh, really?
Not like that.
You lucky boy. Is it just you say about, you know, if somebody wants to lose weight or not? There are a lot of people out there that genuinely get pressured in. Now, with anybody that works for us, we ask them what is their target weight, because everybody is different and everybody likes to set a particular weight. You know, skinny is not necessarily the way forward. I love that phrase, strong is the new skinny. And it's appreciating how you look. We're all built in different shapes and sizes with different bone density. We all sit naturally at different weights. Find where you are at your most comfortable. Now, unfortunately, your magazines and TV and models will kind of make you desire the super slim skinny, but find out what it is you find attractive about yourself. When did you look your best? And then if you're, you know, gung-ho for that, try and get you back to the best version of you, basically.
Confidence beats anything, hands down, any given day. Be confident. Love yourself.
Jenny's, our potty mouth Jenny says, Stephen, you were doing so well up till then. So Jenny's normally the potty mouth. I'm going to say that's 1-0 to Jenny. Or not 1-0 to you. Stephen's up on the scorecard in a bad way, because you've been a bit more naughty and she's been fairly...
Listen, I said that in innocence, and it was actually you and Jenny who's made it naughty.
You laughed though, that counts. Susan says, the clan membership has changed and very much improved my life in my 60s.
Susan. The amount of people that we're having conversations at the moment, and the amount of people who are like, oh, I think I'm maybe past that, I'm late 40s now, and you're like, really? You're pretty young. Or something like, I'm in my 50s now, I'm probably too old for your membership. We're like, no. We've got people ranging from in their 30s all the way through to the late 60s. So yes.
You're never too late to make changes.
Absolutely not.
A few people mentioned in the rugby. Now, we watched the first half and then we've jumped on live, so we don't know what's going on, but don't spoil it for us.
Yeah. Ali says, find beasts outside, Rab. Watching 2 right now.
Oh, that was because we were saying earlier, and we're spoilt lazy. I was saying, and that we don't have to go out and kill beasts to get food.
Okay, got you.
So I don't know what 2 beasts.
Justin saying, listening to your live while watching the rugby, any tips to improve motivation? Yes, absolutely, Justin. Motivation comes from knowing why things are important to you, first and foremost. It's the underlying intrinsic motivation. A lot of people think, oh, I want to get motivated, so they think of extravagant, extrinsic factors like, if I get this job, or if I lose the weight, I'm going to get myself a new wardrobe, or my partner's going to take me on holiday, or I'm going to get a medal or whatever else. And there's always these extrinsic factors, and they're good for little short-term bursts. It's like a little adrenaline boost. It gets you somewhere a little bit quicker, but the adrenaline will wear off. So extrinsic factors are good for short-term. But if you want long-term progress, then you need intrinsic motivation. It's like doing it because the way it makes you feel, because you fucking love it. So delve into your sort of consciousness and just say, like, why do I want it? Whatever it is, like you've just said motivation. So is it for weight loss or is it for anything else? This can be factored into any area of your life. Think about why these things are important to you and who you are deep down as a person. What are your values? How do you want to be portraying yourself to the world? Okay, and then once you've got that, motivation will just seem to be there, and you won't even see it as motivation. It's just your being.
Anthony sounds like good crack. I'm a Western Scottish fatty in my DNA, but I live in Australia. Being thin is not Scottish enough, but being muscular is a must for me.
Excellent.
Fair play, Anthony. Fair play.
Yeah. Melissa says, I find exercise helps my anxiety, and even if I do want to change my body, it is a second to changing my mental state. Yeah, Melissa, I would say absolutely. I think that every single human being, every single animal, we should be moving, and it's when we don't move that things like anxiety and even things like depression, general stress, overwhelm can start to take over because there's no energy going about the body. Exercise is very much overlooked when it comes to treatment of mental conditions. So well done.
So Diane's one of our new members saying £17 kettlebells, yikes. I have a £5 dumbbell weight, might have another floating around. 17 is what we recommend in terms of pounds. I think it equates to 17, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 17.
Yeah. And then just use what you have at the moment. There is in the group a non-equipment workout available to you as well if you can't get your hands on kettlebells at this stage. But Dan, don't you panic. You can contact our support team. So your welcome email that you received, you can reply to that, and you can get some questions answered there as well. There you go.
I think that's Ken. You said it's Ken, isn't it? A-Ken, 1A Ken?
Ken, yeah, I'm sure it's
Ken. Is 30 minutes per day enough exercise? Yep, absolutely. Depends on what you're doing during that 30 minutes, and depends on what you're doing for the other 23 and a half hours of the day. So I'd say yes, but also it depends.
Yes, and depends.
Yes.
A lot.
Jerry can go away. I'm not going to read that out. Jerry, we're not performing monkeys.
Sounds like Jerry's thirsty. Get a drink, Jerry.
And on that note,
Deb said, not started lol, not kiss a booby. I don't know what
kiss a booby.
What's GSBBY?
Kiss a booby.
Kiss a booby. Charles is saying, I have a very bad back and shoulder problem. I have to swim, but all pools are closed here because of COVID-19. Walking is tough even at 73. Any suggestions? If walking is tough, then certainly you're capable of walking. Try and do that even if it's around your home or your local area. Adding in some stretches to your routine, depending on what the issue is with your back and shoulders. Typically a bit of stretches and core work usually solves the problem, but without knowing exactly what your condition is and seeing you in person, we'll be able to give you the full advice there.
Yeah, if you're struggling with the walking, sometimes having a warm-up routine. So we've done a warm-up routine, which might be a bit too advanced, but having a general warm-up routine, like for instance, mobilizing the shoulders, okay, mobilizing the knees, even just little leg movements like this, changing legs over, spinal rotations, that type of warm-up routine done over a longer period. Sorry, I'm just spitting on my computer. Done over a longer period can be very beneficial if your fitness level is not allowing for things like walking. So even just into a warm routine is going to be really good for your joints. Yeah, you'll probably see some success with it.
Susan gave us a donation.
Yay! Thanks, Susan.
Just to answer that one, was it Charles that asked the thing about? Yeah, Charles. On YouTube, we actually do have an exercise for beginners playlist. So if you go onto our YouTube channel, and there's an exercise for beginners playlist, there's a few different workouts in there. Now, our advice would be have a look at them and think, right, which ones could I do, and just give them a go if you can. And there's different levels to it. So when we did the squats, we had variations of difficulty in there as well. We did a sort of basic calisthenics one. I can't remember, it's been a while since we looked at that one, but there is a few routines in there. You might find something that's useful.
El Tincho says, hey guys, new subscriber here. You've given me the motivation to go back to the gym and embrace healthy eating habits. Greetings from Argentina. El Tincho, welcome.
Welcome. How did Susan get like a cup of coffee and is that a banana holding the coffee? What is that thing?
That is a pear, isn't it? I think it's a pear holding some coffee or juice.
Coffee?
It looks like tomato juice. Tomato soup. Ken is saying maybe 30 minutes twice a day with good food. Avocados and kiwi fruits apparently.
Oh, Jenny. I know it. I'm going to say it the way it's. I'm going to say it the filthiest way possible. I know a good warm-up routine. Come on, I had to get a line in somewhere, she says. Lorianne saying, eggs Benedict that healthy? Sure, yeah, why not? Good eggs in there, lovely. I love eggs Benedict actually.
I don't.
You know?
Yeah. Susan said the beginners playlist was one of the things that helped me decide to join in 2019.
Oh,
there we go.
Days.
So yeah, beginners. The amount of people who actually, we do get a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'd love to join, but this is going to be too advanced for me." Like, we don't coach our members to do press ups in cold rivers or under waterfalls and running around the hills. We don't do that. We coach people on how to adopt healthy lifestyles and exercise routines and nutrition strategies that's going to help you be in shape for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
We coach.
We just run about doing press ups in rivers because we tried to make an entertaining video.
Yeah. We want more subscribers on YouTube. Let's be fair.
So if you are thinking about making changes to your health and fitness, our doors are open until Monday morning. So time is running out and 90% of the spaces are gone.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking about it and you do decide to make that leap, to drop us a message on Facebook, or you can go to our website, thekiltedcoaches.com. There's a messages button which will ultimately take you through Facebook. If you take that leap, please respond to the questions as quickly as possible because time is literally running out, and if it's important to you, then you would want to get through the consultation and it will work out if you're good for our plan or not.
It's funny because most of it, basically, we give six weeks because we have to have a cut-off point at some point. And there's part of me like, we're 90% of the way there. I'm like, are we going to fill all the spaces before Monday morning? We're like, oh, I'm not too sure. So we're just sort of chasing people up that we're having the conversations with on Facebook already, who have had the link, they've had the conversation, but they've just not made a decision yet. So we're like, look, there's 90% gone. You need to make a decision now. So if you're watching this right now, you've had a conversation, make a decision quickly because the spaces might go and we might just have to switch it down. Shut it off.
Shut it off, yeah. Done. Gone. Psh.
Right, we're going to go.
We're going to shoot. We're going to get right on these messages. If you are deciding to message us though, the consultation is absolutely free. There's no obligation to join. So please engage with questions. Do not come in with what is the cost or what is the price. Because it just fucking pisses us off. Because it says to us that you don't value your goals high enough because we understand people worry about money and that's completely okay. The chat is free and there's been so many conversations we've had, even with people that didn't join, that said that the reflection that happens during that consultation process gave them huge benefits and they're off doing exercise around their house. They're just feeling more inspired and motivated. We love chatting to people. We love chatting to people that want to chat to us. So drop us a message now, but do not come in with a price because it's just not going to turn out well for you.
No, it's not. Right.
All right, everybody.
Bye.